Hey, we're Animation Team doing a VOD review for Alpha's MBR against RedTimeZ. This is, once again, the first of a new format we're trying out where all of us kind of collaborate on a VOD review, where one would script, do voiceover, etc. This animation is solid for the most part, so we'll go over the parts that really need some reworking. Most of the other points have been covered by Kayas on your MBR thread, so go check that out. For your establishing shot, the sort of town area this scene takes place in is kind of barren, isn't it? Like, the characters are just sitting there still. It doesn't look lively. This could have been fixed by animating people walking and having conversations. Also, the lighting is clearly a blocky JPEG mess. Just use a better lens flare that isn't as distracting. Or don't forget to smoothen the bitmap. This jump here isn't how you should animate jumps. To fix this, just follow the steps I mentioned before.
You can do that with either frame by frame or tweens. It doesn't matter as long as it's consistent. The basic idea is that you tween, or frame by frame, something moving up and down in the symbol. Make sure the easing is correct, 100 going up, negative 100 going down, and then back out of the symbol and moving across the stage. Very simple.
Also, make sure they're aligned at the top of the floor, since this is a 2D floor, and not a floor with any perspective on it. Instead of having them slide around in a single pose for talking transitions, animating a pose change or rigging would have given this a lot more personality and look less stiff. This scene feels like an afterthought to get to the fight, or added quickly after the fight was made rather than an intentional scene with how it's just text, static camera, and the occasional emote/sprite change. Playing on screen is a quick example of how minor details like eye movements reacting to what's going on and camera cuts can make it way more exciting than what you had going on. The camera position isn't centered on the characters with them taking up the right 2/3 of the screen. It's also just there, static, not moving, no close-ups, nothing. This is an issue that prevails in your fight scenes, more on that later. Triangle physics are prevailing still. Again, just fix it through nested tweens. The combat itself was actually animated fine and paced pretty well. But, like with the dialogue, the sliding of the characters for every attack should be toned down. It's just way too much. They're on solid ground. They should not be sliding that much. The main issue, however, comes from the camera work. It doesn't make your combat as exciting as it should be, and this is some good combat, but because of the lack of camera work not emphasizing the weight or speed of anything going on, it just makes it look boring. On screen, you'll see recam footage of your animation, with the animations themselves being untouched. What you have to do next is have engaging camera work, nest your jump symbols so they move in an arc, and start learning to rig or using different poses instead of sliding to make your dialogue interesting. Start having some more dynamic or exciting moments in your animation. You could swap out a lot of the symbols in your animation and not much would change in terms of combat. You could have them do some combo attack using abilities unique to them, something to stand out in your animation. You have most of the basics down, but to really make it stand out, you gotta put yourself out there. And yeah, that's about it. Again, sorry it took so long. We were all busy with some other stuff before we could get around to this. The animation itself was solid, so we didn't have much to talk about there aside from some minor fundamental issues. Your camming is really holding you back. But good luck on your next animation. And if any of you want a VOD review where we go in depth into your animations, reanimate certain footage, and get feedback that isn't a wall of text, be sure to request one. Link is in the description.